I'm Teresa Harding. I'm a founding presidential diamond with doTERRA, and I love what I do. This is the most amazing thing I've ever been able to be involved in, besides being a mother and having a family. When I first learned about essential oils, doTERRA was actually just starting. So I started doing some checking to find out which companies had the best oils. I actually had a really powerful experience with my niece, who the oils helped her significantly. And I couldn't believe the results, so I wanted to discover more about the essential oils. I started doing research, and I found that the oils were, number one, legitimate, and number two, that there was a definite difference in quality. And when I learned the difference, I found that doTERRA was the highest quality, so that's why I chose doTERRA. And as we started, I was not going to build the business. I did not like network marketing, and that is putting it very, very lightly. But for me, you have to realize at the beginning, I was very shy about that because of my initial attitude about network marketing. And I wanted to make sure that if I did this, the attitude was helping people, and that's what was important. That's what it was about. As I came across people who were interested in the business, I would help them with the business. But it didn't take very long for me to see. In fact, I had an experience where a very close friend of ours, they live not far from us, and we did a lot with them. And he's a successful businessman. He and his wife had run businesses together, but they had gotten in a situation where their current boss was not honest. And so the boss had put a lot of things in their name, and then the boss left, and a lot of things were left for them, and they were facing bankruptcy. And it was very sad. And I would have personal conversations with them, and especially with the wife, because we were close friends, and hear her feelings about the frustrations and the embarrassment of going through that whole situation. And they were going to lose their house. They were going to lose their cars. They were probably going to have to move, of course, which means all their kids would have to move to a different school. So there were a lot of heartaches involved. And it was really, really sad and hard for them. And they started doing doTERRA. They started doing it as a business. And they started seeing success. And at that point, I was teaching the business. I knew the business by then, and I knew how to do it. But it wasn't my main focus. The essential oils were my main focus. Those are always the main focus, but the business can be just as powerful of a focus depending on the needs of the person. Because now what I'm a lot better at is finding out what that person needs. What are their needs? And my job is to help them fulfill those needs. Because if they need finances for their family, then I know how to help them do that. If they need to help the health of their family, they're not interested in a business, or they're maybe too scared of the business and they want to start with the oils, then for heaven's sake, I can help them do that. I can do whatever they need. But that was the first time that my heart came into the business in the same way that I had felt about the essential oils. When I saw them seeing success, and it saved their home, and it saved their kids didn't have to move, and I saw what it did for them, that was the first time in my heart I felt like, okay, if we're going to do this business, we are going to do it right. Okay, I will say, and this I get excited about because we are absolutely not salespeople. I know that sounds like a cliche, but it is so not. I am telling you, you go up to any successful doTERRA person, maybe there might be one that would not say this, one or two. Everyone else, if you said, do you sell doTERRA? They would go, I do not sell doTERRA. I am not a salesperson. I help people with the oils. That is the attitude in doTERRA. And the reason is because that truly is how we handle it. It's how we do it. So I do not consider myself a salesperson. I am not a salesperson. I do not go in and sell the oils. What I do is I go in, I find out the needs in a very caring and compassionate way. I find out what they need and what kind of help I can give. And if there are things that I can help them with, then I will show them. And then they make the choice. I help them see what the options are. There's no pressure. There's no attitude. There's no forcing. It's all about, let me teach you. If you're interested, I can help you get these at the cheapest cost. So when we teach a class, What we do is, what I've done is I've broken the class up into 3 different sections. And it doesn't matter what class you like to teach. Some people like to do a back to school class. Some people like to do a reinventing healthcare. Some people want to do the family physician, a basic essential oils class. It does not matter what class you're teaching if it's about the product. There are 3 parts. The first part is we talk about what are essential oils, and we talk enough about the quality that when they leave that class, they're not thinking, oh, I can just go get any essential oil. I'll just find any that might be cheaper. By the time they leave, they understand why these are different. And that's okay if they want to choose a different one, but now they know. Now they're making an educated decision. So, and I never, ever put another company down. There's absolutely no reason to do that ever. And I think that as a culture in doTERRA, it's very important that we rise above that. So the part 2 of the class is the 3 ways that you can use the essential oils, which would include internal, topically, and through with a diffuser, and we talk about each of those, and that would take up the bulk of the class. So part 1 would be about 10 minutes. Part 2 takes 30 to 40 minutes. So that's the largest portion of the class. And during that portion of the class is also when you are talking about essential oils, you're asking for input from the class, from people who have used essential oils, and asking their results. They can tell their stories, that kind of thing. You're passing oils around, letting people try them, letting them smell them. You have not done a successful class if you have not passed essential oils around and let them use them and try them, okay? Part 3 of the class is what I call the close. It's how you tell them, you know, how you can purchase the oils, you teach them about the loyalty rewards program, and you help guide them through the process of what oils they might need. At the end, when we are done talking at the front of the class, part of the close is saying, now we're going to go around and we'll help answer each of your questions. So the small things would include making at least 2 new contacts a day, doing 2 follow-ups a day with people that you had contacted previously. It's doing your personal development time every day. It's making sure that you schedule the class with the hostess that week. All of those things that, again, are easy to do, but they're easy not to do. Anybody can contact 2 people a day, but it's actually doing it. And you want to know the interesting thing is when I work with my leaders, I'll train them and they get really independent and they're amazing. They grow great teams, they create new tools for the business that make it better for everyone. I've had a lot of leaders who do that, but I have had many of those leaders come to me when they're diamond or even when they're blue, and they'll say, I am totally stuck. Here they are, this successful person who, they know the steps, they know what to do, but they'll say, I'm stuck at diamond, I can't seem to hit blue, I need some help, I need to know what to do. And guess what? I don't know what to do because I'm so brilliant. I know what to do because guess what? I've been through that. And so I know. So guess what we do? We start over. We pretend like they're brand new. We start right at the beginning and we say, okay, so we're going to start doing daily calls together or maybe weekly calls depending on how busy they are. We're going to start doing these calls, and all we do is we set up their schedule so that they're going to be doing 2 contacts a day and 2 follow-ups a day and personal development every day and scheduling classes. It's really the basics. It's very simple, but what happens is as your team gets bigger and bigger and bigger, you're now becoming a manager. So you spend all your time managing, and half of you out there are going, yeah, I wish I had that problem. Well, it is a nice problem to have, and if you don't stop, it will happen for you. But those stagnant places come where you have to work with your leaders again, and all we do is we go to the beginning. We start over, get back to the basics, and then they start seeing success like that.